Hey, good Tuesday morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. Check out those ominous-looking clouds over toward Long Beach, California. It's a little breezy, and while this ocean looks pretty nice right now, you can feel the wind starting to pick up and the weather starting to approach. That's not stopping this surf fisherman from having some fun this morning. Maybe we'll get a chance to see him catch a fish before the end of the morning briefing. And more dark clouds. We're going to have the weather. We're going to talk about our next surf fishing event, which is going to be February the 23rd right here, and you are all invited. We'll have long range, Mexico, and so much more. I'll get set up right now, and coming at you next, of course, is the morning briefing. Stay tuned, my friends. Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. And it is great to be with you all. Thanks so much for joining us here on this beautiful morning, man. But it looks like it could start to rain already. There's rain coming. We'll have that forecast for you. And this wind is picking up. It's picked up considerably in the last 10 minutes or so, so it's getting breezy. Looks like it's going to rain. We've got some inclement weather ahead, but we've got a lot to talk about. We'll get into it next. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, my goodness, is that good or what? I'm not trying to hurry through the report because I think it's going to dump on me, but it looks like it's going to do just that. We may get some rain before this is over. And again, that surf fisherman is right down the block from us, so we'll be checking on him. Hopefully he'll walk down here and we'll get a report from him on how they are doing. Hey, don't forget, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Share these videos everywhere with all your friends. We really appreciate you ticking that little bell because you'll be notified when there is new content. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Really appreciate the great support. Our next surf fishing event will be right here on February the 23rd. That's my brother Paul's birthday. That's going to be another great event. You're all invited, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., and we'll hang out longer if the fish are biting or people just want to hang out and have a great time. The last event we had here was spectacular because of all of you. Really appreciate that. That's a lot of fun. And I also have to mention that March 1st, there's a bingo event. Dan Lightfoot said, I'm there, man. Dan's going to go. I'm going to go. It's going to be at the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club with our dear friend Chuck Zimmer. So that is something else you'll want to take advantage of as this weather is worsening as I stand here. It really is. It's getting quite windy all of a sudden, really starting to gust. Logan Morrison. Mike Morrison is the manager over there at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. And I got to say hello to Logan because he hung out with me in our studio down there at 22nd Street Landing yesterday. What a polite, great young little boy he is. We had a lot of fun together because, mentally, I'm about that age, like a 3-4-year-old. That's about best for me. All right, and one other thing. So last night we did Tackle Shop Confessions, another great show. Go back and watch that. Previous to that, at 4 o'clock, we did the Danny Cadota Show. Go back and watch that. That was a great show also. But I got to tell you, I got back here to Surfside last night, and there was a car in the parking lot where I was trying to park, and they looked like they were a little bit out of it. to say the very least, having a hard time navigating. And then so as I walked toward the guard shack, I was going to go out there and say hi to Mara. I watched him back into a car and then try to pull the hit and run thing. And I jumped into the situation and let Mara know, and we were able to make sure that the person's car who was damaged got notified and everything else. So a little excitement here in Surfside yesterday. Wow, this wind is really starting to blow. All right, let's talk Mexico for a moment. We'll talk down there in the Cabo San Lucas area where it's been a little bit breezy. If you can get offshore about 20, 25 miles, you can find some yellowfin tuna. Inshore, there's some yellowtail, amberjack, and, you know, small rooster fish, that kind of a thing. Loreto and Mulahay, really excellent yellowtail fishing going on there. That has been quite good, and it remains that way. And down in San Quintin, they're going to get some of this weather also. I'll tell you, that yellowtail fishing down there can be spectacular at times. A lot of the times, however, it's rockfish and big lings and big reds and copious amounts of all of the aforementioned rockfish. It can be spectacular down there. So really good stuff down in San Quintin with the possibility of a good yellowtail bite. Ensenada's only 70 miles below the border, and they have had spectacular bottom fishing, lings and reds and rockfish, but they'll get a flash every once in a while on the yellowtail. So I would definitely bring some surface and or yo-yo iron with me if I were headed to beautiful Ensenada, Baja California. And I kind of skipped over the Punta Colonet area. Colonet is 120 miles below the border. San Diego-based boats will run day and a half trips down there, and they've been finding outstanding rock fishing down there also. They haven't been flashed by the yellowtail quite yet, but I have a feeling that that might happen here one of these times really, really soon. All right, let's talk the weather just for a moment because, man, what can I tell you? You can see the weather all around me. And by the way, the pelicans are kind of back here this morning. I see them flying by, but I mean, you look as I turn around here and you see ominous, dark, threatening clouds everywhere. And the wind's picking up also. So it looks like here in Southern California, we are going to batten down the hatches and have some rain on our hands. The rain is supposed to be heaviest on Thursday and Thursday night. That's when we're supposed to get the really majority of it. And it's supposed to start this evening, but honestly, it looks like it could start at any moment here right now. So we'll continue to watch the weather for you very, very closely. But we're definitely looking at some inclement weather here over the next several days. It sounds like we'll watch it for you closely in this ocean. While I don't see any capping going on quite yet, it looks like a little bit more wind on it, and it's going to get a lot nastier. So please, if you're a private boater, be very cautious about going out on the water. There are plenty of great days ahead where it's going to be calm and nice, and you don't need to go out and risk your neck for fishing right now. It's not worth it. And while I'm mentioning that, in the surf here, if you're surf fishing, you have to be extra careful during periods like this when this wind gets going, especially if you're going out on a jetty or even on the beach here. You can get hit by a rogue wave and get washed out to sea. That kind of thing happens all the time. So be very, very, very careful about that. I mean that sincerely. You've got to be really careful. All right, so we've kind of covered Mexico. Let's talk long-range fishing here right now. And when we talk long-range fishing, we're talking mostly about 16-day trips that leave San Diego and they go down the Baja coast. You know, they travel 3 days before they start fishing. So they go quite a ways down. They're fishing like 1,000 miles below the border. And man, the fishing's been spectacular here recently. We've seen great fishing for yellowfin tuna. A lot of that fish in the 100+ pound category, if not the vast majority of it. Then we get what we refer to as cow yellowfin tuna, fish over 200 pounds. And then we will also see super cows, yellowfin tuna over 300 pounds. A lot of boats in and out. Royal Polaris is arriving down there this morning, so we'll be watching them very, very closely. Independence is heading down also. They've had some great fishing here recently. There's been periods of windy weather where the guys don't catch as many fish as they would like, but overall, it has been really, really outstanding. And there's also a chance at a wahoo or two, so there's been some pretty good wahoo fishing at times also. So once again, we are seeing some great long-range fishing right now, as that seems to be headed in the right direction. People out here walking their dogs and enjoying this beautiful day. I know, I sound crazy. There's the Pelican Patrol for you also right there. Pelicans are back, and you know the reason I mention that, not that I'm nuts about pelicans, but they feed here in the surf, and when you see that, that's where you're going to find surf fish, because that is bait that comes up on the beach. Pelicans show you where that bait is, and you want to be throwing a little chrome jig like a chrome crocodile or something like that. That'll always help you get the job done. All right, and I know I was saying you might think I'm nuts thinking it's a beautiful morning, but man, every day here is a beautiful day. It's just absolutely gorgeous. By the way, the El Patron will be headed to Catalina Island. Looks like Saturday, Sunday, things calm down, and it could be a really nice day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the El Patron heads to Catalina Island out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. Special wintertime low prices, limited load, no fuel surcharge. Get on the El Patron by going to www.longbeachsportfishing.org. And also up there at Ventura Sport Fishing, man, they are getting geared up for the season to come. And they're doing it by offering 20% off any trip you book before April. So what are you waiting for? You can get on the Island Spirit, our favorite boat up there. Man, they do such a great job with all the rockfish and the great fishing up there. Captain Daniel Hottaway, good friend of mine, does such a great job. Remember, all you have to do is book before April 1st and you'll get 20% off. If you have any questions about that, call the landing at 805-676-3474, or you can visit www.venturasportfishing.com. Needless to say, not a lot is going to get accomplished here in the next few days. At least that's the way it seems to me, as this weather is going to go to spit on us. But before this weather manifested itself, because rockfish season is closed here in Southern California, guys have been catching sculpin and whitefish. Those two fish are perfectly legal to catch during this time of the year. 10 whitefish, 5 sculpin. So you have that. There's a little bit of bass from San Diego all the way up to the Channel Islands. A few sand and calico bass, but just not that much. It's been real picky, real slow on the bass. So not much. It's been mostly sculpin, whitefish. And then, of course, you got the guys who are focused on sand dabs. So that bite has been spectacular. In fact, Daphne, who watches this all the time, good morning, Daphne. I think she said she had 70 sand dabs on her most recent trip. I think it was on the Ann out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. I know they do a lot of sand dab trips, as do the gentleman up there out of Cisco's and several other guys. So you have that available to you. And then, of course, the halibut fishing, which has been a little slower here recently. Last trip on the Native Sun, I think they had 2 halibut, and I'm not sure they're going to get out this week. We'll see, but hopefully they will. But it looks like, as I say, we're going to have some weather on our hands. Incidentally, since that halibut bite is not wide open, dropping that mono down, or that fluorocarbon, I guess I should say, down to 20 pound, 25 at best, 4 to 12 ounce torpedo sinkers. Number 1 J hooks with a number 6 treble hook is the kind of gear you'll need to be successful. And once again, you walk on board the Native Sun, or any other boat for that matter, and they'll rig you up and get you headed in the right direction. So hopefully they'll get going again here very, very soon. We'll be watching that for you very, very closely. Once again, in the Southern California surf, we're excited about February the 23rd, because you'll be down here where I do the morning briefing. I'll shoot a video with you. I'll be happy to welcome you here. We'll have people from Worm King Lures, All City Baits. We'll have Mitchell. We'll have a whole bunch of people here in case you're new to surf fishing to help you along the way. And don't hesitate to walk up and talk to all of us, because it's a big family. The Friedman Adventures family is a real thing. It's absolutely spectacular. and hopefully we'll see some fish come out of here. Hey, I've got to break in here because our dear friend Wayne Shimabukuro and Dave Hutton are fishing for bar perch right now down there in Bolsa Chica, and they sent me a couple of photos. Looks like with the ominous weather, they're still making a catch. Great fishing in the Southern California surf for those guys. We appreciate the update. Was not wide open on our last fishing adventure here, but we did scratch out a couple of halibut. One nice big leopard shark, which was really exciting. There was some corvina, some yellowfin croaker, some barred perch, even a zebra perch. So there was a lot of variety, and it was truly a lot of fun, and we can't wait until February the 23rd. I'm keeping my eye on that surf fisherman to see if he's catching anything at all. So from San Diego all the way up, mostly barred perch, they prefer this cooler water. They love the cooler water, whereas the corvina and yellowfin croaker like it a little warmer. It's not to say you can't catch them, but they do like a little bit warmer water. So hopefully February the 23rd, we'll see a little bit more yellowfin croaker. We could even see some spot fin croaker in here, and the possibility for a halibut, well, that is always a real possibility. As I said, we had a couple down here on our last event. That was so much fun. Don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle. When you come here on February the 23rd, make sure you stop in there. You'll get 10% off if you mention Freeman Adventure. So you can pick up some bait, tackle, a rod, a reel, Big Fish Bait and Tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They have it all for you. Whether you're a trout fisherman, a surf fisherman, or a big game marlin fisherman, you can pick up everything you'll need, and you can knock off 10%. Also, they're selling a ruler that you use to measure your catch here in the surf. Once you purchase that ruler, you are in a surf fishing tournament for the entire year. And every single month they give away a brand new custom surf fishing rod. Here in February, it is for the biggest halibut. So on February the 23rd, hopefully we'll see somebody catch a really big halibut. Wouldn't that be absolutely spectacular? Really, really can't wait for that day. We had so much fun the last time, and I'm anticipating another day like that. By the way, make sure you do check here on the morning briefing. If we get close to February the 23rd and we have any kind of weather, bad weather, we may have to postpone. I'm not anticipating that. I don't see that in any long-range forecast, but just stay in touch here on the morning briefing, or you can go to our Facebook page or our Instagram page. It's all Freedman Adventures. You can get all the very latest there. Don't forget to go back and watch Tackle Shop Confessions and the Danny Cadota Show. Those were truly a lot of fun. Also, I want to mention the fact, and I mentioned this before, but a guy by the name of Pat was down here surf fishing. He made a donation to little Natalia, who is down in Mexicali, Baja California. Her aunt, Claudia, is a dear friend of mine, and Claudia came to me because they need to get her a much needed heart surgery. She's a Down syndrome little angel, and she could use your help. I'm going to give you Claudia's cell phone number. You can give her a call or text her, and if you'd like to send her a few bucks or better than that, it would be deeply appreciated. Once again, we're getting close to our goal of raising enough money so that Natalia can have that heart surgery, and I want to thank all of you who have contributed. That means the world to us. Let me find that phone number. It's in text down below for you, but it is 213-446-4826 to help Natalia, and I deeply appreciate everything that you have all done regarding that. All right, my friends, wow, what a morning. It hasn't started to white cap quite yet, but those clouds are looking threatening. We'll have to see what plays out as the day goes on. And of course, I'll probably be standing down here in the pouring rain on Wednesday morning. Whoa, shoot, Wednesday night. I'm over there in Torrance, California at Hoff's Hut. Don't miss that. I will do a video and play it for you on Thursday, but there's nothing like meeting you in person, and I would love to see you. Hoff's Hut, South Bay Anglers Club at 7, I think the meeting starts. Anyway, it's right down there for you to see right now, and I'll see you at Hoff's Hut in Torrance That should be a lot of fun with the crazy people at the South Bay Anglers Club. All right, my friends, as always, it's such a pleasure to spend a morning with you here on the Morning Briefing. I deeply appreciate all the great support and the millions of views you continue to give us. Stay in touch with the latest. We'll see you here February 23rd. If I don't see you tomorrow night, I hope to see you somewhere else really, really soon. Have a great day and try to stay dry.